This is Formula SideQuests, your mostly on-topic Formula 1 podcast, hosted by me, Kelly, and me, Shannon. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Formula SideQuests, your mostly on-topic Formula 1 podcast with me, Kelly.
And me, Shannon.
This is race recap of Monaco, and thank you very much for listening. Good night. That's it. That's all we're gonna. That's it.
We are going to be Monaco 2026 deniers.
Yeah, it never happened.
It never happened.
No.
We refuse to acknowledge anything that just occurred for the last 78 laps.
I mean, there were some nice parts. Isaac had a cracking race.
Yes, so did Kimi.
Yeah. Well, Kimi didn't do much.
No, he still had a cracking race.
Yeah.
He had a cracking pole.
Mm.
And that's it. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We will see you next time with the race roundup of Barcelona, I believe it is,
Yep,
in 2 weeks' time.
Yep.
We hope you have a lovely evening.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
No, we're only joking.
Yes, that was probably the most painful experience we've had watching F1 in quite a few years.
Yeah.
For various reasons, genuinely for various reasons, because if you asked us to name our top 5 drivers, 3 of them didn't finish that race.
No.
Which is, you know, a shame in and of itself. The amount of things that were just determined by penalties is a huge shame.
Yeah.
The amount of DNFs that happened purely because of these new regulations, as opposed to crashes or where it might be. And then, of course, the absolute nail in the coffin, which is that not only did Charles not win, not only did Charles not get on the podium, he didn't even finish.
No.
So, when it comes to Monaco, if you're not rooting for Charles Leclerc, what are you doing? It doesn't matter who your favourite driver is. It doesn't matter who you're rooting for the rest of the season. Your allegiances should switch for Monaco.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because Charles winning Monaco is the ultimate goal of anything ever.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that he's my favourite driver anyway. Anyone should switch their allegiance to Charles Leclerc on a Monaco weekend.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Yes.
That particular disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's attempt a little bit of chronology.
Oh, okay then. All right, okay. So, start.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that either, actually.
No, I know.
Yes,
I mean, if I had to say 100% my favourite driver ever, right now I probably would have to say Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
And
probably would.
And it didn't happen for him.
It didn't happen for him in any capacity.
No.
It was initially, it looked like a stall.
Yep.
It looked like that maybe the start issues that a lot of cars have been having in this reg set, of they just sort of go nowhere. But it wasn't that he bogged down and had a really shit start and a bunch of cars passed him like he has done in previous races. He just went nowhere.
Yeah.
There were some beautiful saves from the cars behind him to not go up his arse.
Charles and Lando, absolute hats off to you, mates.
I mean, especially though, obviously the entire field had to go round him, but yeah, especially Charles and Lando, who managed to dip out of the way really, really quickly. And then he trundles back to the pits, gets changed, says goodbye to everyone, gets on his boat, fucks off home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were just talking about, we just have this vision of like him walking into the apartment and Kelly and all the cats being like,
why the fuck are you here?
What are you doing here?
What the?
We can still hear the cars going round. Why aren't you on the track?
I wonder if P was like that.
Yeah, Max is home. Hang on, Max is home.
Hang on a minute, the cars are still going vroom vroom.
Why is Max home?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Bless.
So he pulls a Kimi Räikkönen.
He does.
And goes home.
I mean, not quite full Kimi Räikkönen style.
Spectacular fashion.
But I do appreciate the fact that it is the 20-year anniversary of Kimi Räikkönen doing that.
Is it?
It is. It's 20
years this year.
20 years. Because it was 2006.
That was 20 years ago.
We're not thinking about that part. But yeah, 20 years ago, Kimi Räikkönen obviously very famously crashed out, got out the car, didn't even bother going back to the pit, just walked straight to his yacht. Got stripped.
Yeah.
Got a beer.
Yeah.
Watched the rest of the race.
Yeah. And Max did the 2026 PR version of that.
Yes.
Which is get changed back into your team kit.
Yes.
Put your little Red Bull backpack on.
Do a couple of interviews.
Because you have to. And then Dora the Explorer your way home again.
Yeah.
So that was the first disappointment of many. Little did we know at that point. But a really interesting start otherwise.
Yes.
Kimi got a really good launch off the line and actually led from lap 1 from his pole position, which is something that he's not managed to do.
No, that's very true, actually.
So far.
Yeah.
And so then obviously that brings the Ferraris into second and third, and obviously Monaco being Monaco, it's one of those sort of like where you start is tends to be where you finish.
Yeah.
That did not fucking happen this race, but at that point I looked at you and went, the only benefit of Max DNFing right that I can see right now is that Charles is now on a podium position.
Yeah. You literally did say that. You looked at me and went, Charles is on podium.
Which lap 2 of Monaco to go, that's our podium, is actually should be a pretty safe bet. For any other race, obviously I'd be going, oh, we've got such a long way to go.
Yeah.
But for Monaco, to look at your starting positions and go, that's our finishing positions, you could probably put safe money on that.
Oh, yeah.
Usually. No. Next up, so I'll admit, I did not write notes at all.
No.
Because I was so flummoxed the entire time by everything that was going on.
I mean, it just because obviously the next DNF that we get is Bottas. Obviously, I have already professed my love for Cadillac as a team that I admire.
In case you hadn't noticed.
There have been some rumours this week that unfortunately Valtteri might not be finishing the season.
Although, who the fuck are they putting in that seat? Like, come on.
Who wants to go in that seat?
It's exactly what we were saying about Aston however many weeks ago, where it was like, they're going to go round and be like, who would like the seat? Would anyone like the seat?
Yeah, exactly.
And every single F2 driver's just sat there going, no, thank you.
No. So unfortunately for him, I was hoping that he'd have a pretty decent race, but nope, he was then next to DNF.
Yep.
We don't know why. And then we've got Ollie DNFing.
Yeah, which I can confirm was lap 31, just because we've got another replay on in the background as we're recording this. I'm just adding it. My mum's just text, what lap are you on?
Okay.
So I think she's reached.
Oh.
I think they might have reached.
Oh dear.
This is going to be a new addition to the podcast, live updates from my mother. So then Ollie's the same, and as far as we can tell, I believe Valtteri was something to do with brakes, and Ollie was something to do with electrics.
Yeah. So
yeah, again, we're having, those 3 DNFs so far, all mechanical, all unreliability issues, all about
all issues due to unreliability.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I've driven some of the mileage today.
I know.
Then the next one that we get is Lando.
Yeah.
And again, it's the same thing. It's electrical issues. It's reliability with these new shitbox cars.
Yeah.
And I thought we'd got past this because in Montreal, we didn't have a single mechanical DNF, did we?
No, we did, George.
Yeah.
And
Which
Lando.
one? Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. It was before that. What was before that?
Suzuka? No.
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 What was before?
What was after Suzuka and before Montreal?
It's like the shittest pub quiz in the world.
Fuck.
Anyway, the race before that, we didn't have a single mechanical DNF. And I thought we were ironing out a little bit.
Miami.
Thank you. Miami, we didn't have a single mechanical DNF. Miami was a great race.
Miami was actually a really good race.
It was.
Unfortunately.
And so I thought we were ironing out the reliability issues. No, we're not.
No.
Also, my parents were on lap 38.
Oh,
so
okay.
they are only 4 laps ahead of the rerun that we've got on in the background now, which means that I think the reason she texted was Lando's DNF.
Yes.
Because Lando's started to complain about his PU. So, so it's really disappointing. Any DNFs are disappointing.
Oh, yeah.
But it becomes exceptionally disappointing when it's just the car conked out. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah.
These are the best cars in the world.
And I mean, we've touched on this, maybe slightly, only a little bit, over the past few podcast episodes.
We should have a sarcasm alert horn. Whop, whop, whop. Sarcasm alert.
We're now 6 races in. Why are we still having these fucking issues?
Yeah.
This is not on. These teams are spending millions upon millions upon millions on these cars, and we are having the top drivers.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking midfield. We're not talking back of the field. We are talking McLaren. We are talking Red Bull. We're talking Mercedes. Mm-hmm. Are having these constant issues.
And you very much feel like they're in a whack-a-mole situation.
Yeah.
Where the regs were so different and so demanding that they went, okay, we're going to have to change ABC to be compliant with X, Y, Z.
Mm.
And then A fails. And then, so they change it slightly, which makes B fail. So they change it slightly, which makes C fail, which then means that A is no longer compliant with X. And it just seems to be there in this constant situation of sort that out. Oh no, that's not anymore. Sort that out. And this electrical issue for McLaren especially has been like a real kicker for them for a number of races. And it is, I mean, we know jack shit about this realistically.
Yeah.
We know nothing about the ins and outs. We know nothing about mechanical engineering. We are the least mechanical people in the world.
Yeah.
Really. Well, we kind of understand a car, but you know.
Well, yeah.
But
I could pull one apart and look at it and go, yes, that's that bit.
Yeah, I could look at a car and go, ooh, it's a car.
Yeah.
I could look at an engine and go, ooh, it's an engine.
Yeah.
I can fill up my washer fluid.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
And I know how an oil dipstick works in theory.
What, you don't change your oil?
No, that's what a service is for.
Oh, I change my oil.
Mm-mm.
Anyway.
What was my point? What was my point? Oh, I remember.
Okay.
But you're looking at it and you're going, how on earth is that still an issue for you? And like you say, they're spending so much money and so much time, and there are thousands of exceptionally clever people whose job is only to make that work.
Yeah.
So how are we in June?
Yeah.
Round 6, which feels like an exceptionally weird thing to say because this should be round 8, and still having those issues. Like, surely that should be sorted. So then the question is, are these regs so fucking impossible to meet?
Yeah.
And are the expectations so impossible to meet that they can't fix all of these issues? And if that's the case, FIA, what the fuck are you doing? Yet again.
Yeah.
Yet again.
Yet again.
Oh, my mum just gave me a thumbs up. That's rude.
Oh, God, such a boomer. Hi, Mama Ben. I know you're listening. Loves you. Yeah, it's but it does feel like these teams are in a bit of a catch-22 situation, and you've got to feel for like everybody who's working in all of the factories, because they are working their freaking socks off to try and correct the tiniest issue without damaging the rest of the car. And like you say, you get one thing sorted, it affects something else, and then it's just a domino effect.
Yeah. Or you have the situation, like so many of the teams do, where they fix something and it changes it causes a fundamental misbalance in the car.
Yeah.
Or the weight distribution's completely gone awry, or they're overweight by how I'm pretty sure of all the teams that we know to be overweight, they're teams that aren't experiencing as many mechanical issues. Because and there could be absolutely no correlation, it could be completely coincidental, but is that because they've gone, well, to be reliable, we need this extra piece of electrical equipment inside it to make sure that we don't just conk out in the middle of the track in the middle of the race. And that's adding another 5 kg onto it, which on an F1 car is a ridiculous amount. It's a stack of, like, I don't know, just yet again we're sat here going, these cars, man, these cars.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah. So yeah, Lando out on lap 38, unfortunately, DNF. Who was the next one? Can we remember?
Was it 38? We're looking at 38 now. Might have been a little bit later. Anyway, Lando out. What was next? God, we've literally just watched it, and I'm not sure I can remember. So it was lap 46 that we lost Lando.
All right, I apologise.
That's fine. So then the next kind of, major that we have, is.
That was Shannon speak, by the way, for incident.
Is that the penalties start to sort of tumble their way out.
Yeah, because then we start having like pit stops.
We start having pit stops and people start like infringing on friggin' everything. We get to a point where Kimi laps George, which is hilariously painful depending on what side of the coin you're on. Oscar got a penalty. That passed us by.
Oh, Oscar got a penalty.
Oscar got one for speeding in the pit lane. Everyone got one for speeding in the friggin' pit lane.
Yeah.
So I think the reason it passed us by is because he was 12 seconds clear in the end.
All right, fair enough.
5-second penalty didn't matter. So, fun fact in Monaco, so a pit lane speed limit is usually 80 kilometers an hour.
Yep.
In Monaco, because it's so narrow and it's so stupid, it's 60 kilometers an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And judging by the amount of penalties that everyone received for speeding in the pit lane, I'd say that caught the vast majority of people out.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they knew that. So, yes. So then lap 60, Stroll crashes out.
Yes.
And we get our first safety car. Now, we looked at that and just went, oh, God. Because free pit stops.
Free pit stops, yes.
Free pit stops left, right and centre.
But I've got to say, out of the 22 drivers that are on the track, Stroll is probably the least favourite of mine. Whatever I think of him as a driver, that was definitely mechanical.
It was, and it was, as we now know, a fucking pothole. But we'll come back to that because I have things to say.
Yes, no, I have things to say as well.
But you're correct. It was for all of Stroll's faults, and he has many.
He does.
Bless his heart, he has many. That wasn't his fault.
No,
it wasn't his fault. So then we have a cascade of pits.
Yes.
And free pit stops and whatever. Ferrari double stack. Ferrari do a very interesting double stack where Lewis comes in, serves his 5-second penalty that he got for speeding in the pit lane. Does his tyre change, sends him off, and Charles is sat waiting behind for a good few seconds. And then Charles' stop is about 2 seconds slow. None of that mattered because their gap to
to George
was over a minute.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter, but it was a sort of that's disappointing, because normally a Ferrari double stack is a sight to behold.
Yeah.
That unfortunately wasn't. However, they did pull out a 2.1 pit stop for Hamilton on his first pit stop, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Which was pretty gorge.
And obviously with all of the shenanigans going on and the fact that Lance Stroll had parked his car in a very awkward position.
He'd parked it on a corner. He would have got a parking ticket.
He really would have, yeah. The safety car had to bring all of the cars through the pit lane.
Yeah, so everyone, there was this little procession line.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. But essentially it meant that by the time that the safety car was coming in, we literally had Kimi, Lewis, Charles
right up against each other. I do just need to mention something else about the pitting under the safety car.
Oh, yes.
In that George had a 5-second penalty.
Oh, yes, he did,
upon coming into the pits for that pit stop. He did not serve that penalty.
He did not serve that penalty.
Now, if you get a 5-second penalty, or a penalty like that, whatever time it may be, you do not have to come into the pits to serve it if you're not going to come in anyway, if you've done your mandatory pit stops.
Mm-hmm.
So different races have different levels of mandatory pit stops. Monaco only has 1 mandatory pit stop. They tried 2 last year to try and make it more exciting. It was bollocks. They scrapped that. George had done his 1 mandatory pit stop. That's how he got his penalty in the first place, for speeding in the pit lane. He then came in for his second pit stop, did not serve the penalty. He had to, and we said that immediately, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went, hang on a second, he didn't start, because they were double stacking again. He didn't serve that penalty. And they double stacked opposite, because Kimi was yet to lap George in the order. It was very odd. So he didn't serve it, which he legally should have. What was interesting though, that they were showing a replay of the pit, and the mechanics at the front were sort of very hesitant. And going, hang on, we shouldn't be okay, we are. I didn't think we hang on. There was a bunch of miscommunication there on Mercedes' part, and whilst they had a fantastic race with Kimi and they didn't put a foot wrong with Kimi, I think they ballsed it up for George quite a lot there. And George didn't do a huge amount to balls it up for himself this time. It was a team slip. Yeah. And that's very interesting, because that's very unlike Mercedes. Yeah, you're right. So Kimi backs up the pack. Sorry, I just saw the worst photo in the world. Kimi backs up the pack. Lewis is right on his ass. Charles is right on his ass. They come around the corner. Yeah. And my brain goes, hang on. That's supposed to go Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren. That goes Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren. Where the fuck has Charles gone? As they're coming out of the last corner. And Charles has indeed crashed out. Put it in the wall. In the almost identical place to where Lance had. Yeah. So, multiple things to say on this. Firstly, Jesus Christ, that man and his home race. Everyone must feel a monumental weight at their home race. They must. I'm sure they do. Yeah. I'm sure it's an entirely different experience when you're at your home race and you're a contender for anything. Or, even if you're not, even if you're just racing your home race, you want to do your best. Yeah. There is something about Charles Leclerc and the Monaco Grand Prix that holds the entire weight of the world in expectation on him. It's so visceral and it's so visible from the second the race weekend begins. I don't know how he can enjoy a second of it, and I'm not sure he does enjoy a second of it. The intensity of the weight of expectation is just insane. Yeah. And the only year that he hasn't got into his head about it was 2024. Every single other year when he's been in a competitive enough car to make something of it, I think it's got to him. Yeah. And even this weekend, it got to him. He clipped the wall in free practice 2, I think it was. He crashed out of... Well, he didn't. He hit the wall in qualifying, didn't crash out of it, but hit the wall. And denied himself the pole position because he was going to get pole position.
He was.
However, saying all of that, his crash was not his fault.
No.
So we have since found out that he lost 3 out of 4 brakes.
Yeah.
So, how are you supposed to brake going into a corner if you don't have any brakes?
Exactly.
And the second thing is that the thing that we believe caught Lance out, there was a patch of resurfacing going into that last corner, and it had just become a full-on pothole.
Yeah.
We've just seen a photo of it.
Yeah.
It was, think like the back roads of Derbyshire pothole.
Niche.
It's exceptionally niche reference, but a lot of people listening will get it. Like it was. It was a pothole. So if you combine throwing a car over a bump that large at that speed with 3 out of 4 brakes dead in the water, what are you going to get? A nose in the wall.
Yeah.
Watching that was so horrifically painful.
Yeah.
Knowing it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
And then the videos that we've subsequently seen of him walking back into the garage. Charles doesn't lose his shit very often.
No, he is one of the... I wouldn't necessarily say calmest.
No.
But he's definitely one of the most PR switched on drivers.
Yes, that's a fair way of saying it, yeah.
He's very self-aware of what he is saying and how he is presenting himself to the media. And not just on race days, but on any day, he's very good at it. He is very good at being Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, there's this pedestal that he's on.
Yeah,
and it's not just about the Monaco Grand Prix.
No,
it's about his position in Ferrari, which is why he's just signed another infinite multi-year deal with them. We'll come back to that because again we have thoughts on that too. We haven't seen each other in ages. I've seen The Thing. I don't know if you've seen The Thing, so we need to talk about The Thing.
Okay, we'll talk about The Thing in a minute.
Pin. What were we saying? Yeah, he's held on such a pedestal.
Yeah,
that he has to be the PR prince.
Yeah,
he's the Prince of Monaco.
He
has to be the put together, nice, and not to say that I don't think he is. I think he's a lovely human being. I do genuinely think he's a lovely human being. But there is this air of like PR surrounding him that he has to maintain. And like you say, he's excellent at it. He's excellent at being Charles Leclerc. So when it breaks, when it snaps,
it does on half break.
It's quite a terrifying sight, and he lap 66.
Oh shit.
Oh no, Charles. He stormed back into that garage and was inconsolable.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
Because that happening at any race is awful. It could have been terrifyingly dangerous.
Yes.
The thought of like Monaco's a slow track because it's narrow and it's windy. The thought of a brake failure going into a corner in Spa.
Yeah.
In Silverstone.
Yeah.
Is terrifying. That could have been super dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But then for it to be Monaco.
Yeah. Literally outside his house.
Yeah.
Like literally outside his house.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awful, and to see that heartbreak, it is just really I've just lost all words because
it was horrible. It was horrible. We'd actively chosen to not mic ourselves during the race. In this sort of, we kind of knew. I mean, after his poor qualifying, we didn't have much hope anyway, because with Monaco, like I said, where you start is where you finish, we thought. But at that point, I think I managed to get out of my mouth, "Wait, where's Charles?" because I'd registered that he wasn't right behind Lewis anymore. The camera moved to him in the wall. You made a deathly screaming noise that I need to apologise to my neighbours for. And then we both just went completely silent again.
Yeah. Yeah, I teared up.
Yeah, we both did, because I don't know, the image of Charles Leclerc on the wall at Monaco is something we've seen so many times, and we just shouldn't. We just shouldn't see it. So that brought out a red flag, not because of clearing Charles's car, not because the barrier was damaged, but because they were coming out to inspect said pothole.
Yeah.
So it was for the inspection of the track breakup at 19. Yes, so there was a red flag. I don't actually know how long the red flag went on for. No, but during the red flag, it gave the stewards time to catch up on all of the things that had been happening, including handing out a drive-through penalty for George for not serving his 5-second penalty correctly, which fair dues. Like, the rules are the rules.
Exactly.
I like, she says, if that had been a driver that I'd liked, I'd probably be sat here going, "It's fucking ridiculous." So, anyway, moving on. We haven't had the last crash yet, have we?
No, because we had the restart on lap 70.
We had, oh yes, of course, sorry. Yeah, so then we had the restart. And they were then put to reform under the correct order with the safety car. They allowed everyone to unlap themselves.
Yeah, that was nice.
Which was, by that point,
pretty much everybody.
Field,
apart from Kimi and Lewis.
Yep. And then we restarted, and Nico Hulkenberg decided that he was going to be the bowling ball in the skittles of cars down in Raskas.
Yeah. Just in case any of you don't know, that the very famous shot of Monaco where they're coming down and it's a hairpin.
The complete hairpin, yeah.
On a downhill. Beautiful cornering. Beautiful part of the track. Also one of the most dangerous parts of Monaco. And that's where Nico decided to go
yeet. Basically.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well said.
And took out Carlos in the process.
Yeah.
Potentially someone else, but we've got a question mark on that at the moment because I can't remember.
And we have literally just watched it.
Yeah, we have. We're so like, yeah. We're so pissed. The entire thing. No, it was only Carlos that was taken out by Nico at that point. Okay. Nico dropped himself out of the points because of that. Kelly.
What?
Nando scored his first point.
Oh my god!
Fernando finished 10th.
Oh my god!
We didn't even... So the thing is, we got to the end of the race and we were so angry at the entire situation that we didn't even watch the podium properly, and normally we bloody love a podium.
Yeah.
But we just went, okay, well, fuck that then.
Yeah, no, fuck the shit.
And finished eating our food and went for a wee, and I got my washing out the machine, and then we sat down to record.
Yeah.
So we've kind of actually ourselves not really settled on the finishing order. So shall I just while we're here?
Seeing as we've got to the end of the race now, all of the fuckery that has happened.
All of the fuckery. So there was a little bit of question mark around who was actually going to be on the podium when we got there, because Pierre on the road finished third,
yes,
but had a penalty for everyone together now.
Speeding in the pit lane.
Speeding in the pit lane. So
I'm gonna make a song about that.
Yeah, speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, it'll be the greatest hit. So we kind of knew that he wasn't going to get it. But at the time of crossing the line, Isaac was under investigation.
Yeah.
Not for speeding in the pit lane.
No.
For a red flag infringement when they red flagged the race when Charles crashed out. So it was sort of a maybe. So Isaac did get to go on the podium, and so he got to have his first podium with Red Bull, which was lovely.
Absolutely brilliant.
As you mentioned earlier, he had a stonker
absolutely
race.
Stonking race.
He was having similar mechanical issues to I think what took Max out at the very, very beginning, and he was keeping George off his arse. Well, he wasn't. George was on his arse, but he was keeping George behind him.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautifully.
Yeah.
And the only time they lost that was when they pitted, and unfortunately Isaac just didn't make it out in time.
Yeah.
The pit stop was about a second slower than it should have been, and if it hadn't have been, he would have come out in front of George again. Isaac drove beautifully.
He had an amazing race. Genuinely had an amazing race.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So he got to have his podium, which was fantastic. It has been confirmed that there is no further investigation for his red flag infringement. He's not going to receive any penalties for that.
Good.
So he is keeping his third place.
Yes.
For, from that perspective. However, Alpine have now put in a right to review for Pierre's 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, because obviously that denied him a podium and denied him a significant chunk of points.
Yeah.
And Alpine need all the help they can get. So,
this year.
No, they're doing right, actually.
Fuck's sake. With everybody fucking DNFing, Alpine don't need any more help.
That's true, yeah. Everyone's getting points by virtue of the fact that there's no one behind them.
Yeah. Apart from Cadillac. Because even fucking Aston Martin have got points now.
At least one of them finished.
That's true.
So there could still be, and it was literally only half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, that they announced that Alpine were putting in this right to review.
Yeah.
There are sensors in the pit lane that detect the car's speed.
Yes.
If you're speeding in the pit lane, you're speeding in the pit lane. I'm not entirely sure what they're pushing to be reviewed. It's not one of those, did they cross the white line? Didn't they? Did they impede? Didn't they? If you're doing 61 in a 60km/h zone, you're speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah. And I mean, with everybody else who got penalties for speeding in the pit lane, I mean, I can't see the FIA stewards getting one wrong.
Although, just imagine if they turn around and go, oh shit, it was broken. And the 50 million speeding in the pit lane penalties that were given out during that race were all null.
Oh, done.
Anyway. So then coming in fourth, we had Oscar. Oh, I now see why they're contesting Pierre so much. He drops all the way down to 7th with that penalty.
Oh, right, fair enough.
So, because I was thinking, come on, dude, you don't get your podium. It's not like everyone goes back on and re-celebrates the podium if you've been put back on. And I know it's in points, but what's your end game here? No. He tumbled from potentially 3rd all the way down to 7th with that penalty. Enough. So fair play. So Oscar came in 4th, which given McLaren had an abysmal weekend is not bad.
No, that's pretty good.
Liam came in 5th and Arvid came in 6th.
Oh, awesome!
So fantastic weekend for Racing Bulls. Pierre 7th provisionally at the moment. Alex came in 8th.
Yay, Williams!
Esty Bestie in at 9th.
Well.
Nando in at 10th.
Yes.
Gabby in at 11th.
Oh, okay.
George in at 12th, given that he then had that drive-through penalty, which was 13th, but then Nico got the penalty for taking out Carlos.
Right.
So that swapped them round, so Nico comes in at 13th.
Okay.
Franco comes in at 14th. Sergio at 15th, who also had a bunch of penalties for various things. He got a drive-through penalty right at the beginning, and I can't remember what it was now. And that's it. That's last of the classifications because the rest of them didn't fucking finish. Carlos, because Nico was a bowling ball.
Yep.
Charles because the brakes failed, Lance because there was a pothole, Lando because the electrics don't work, Ollie because the electrics don't work, Valtteri because the electrics don't work, and Max because the electrics don't work. Welcome to Formula 1.
So you can kind of understand our reluctance to record this podcast at the beginning.
Yeah. I think as well, like the whole seeing the pothole, even if that and the marble situation wasn't, if Charles's brakes were failing, they were failing. Like that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
But do better, Monaco.
Yeah.
If there's a piece of track that you've actively resurfaced and it's breaking up by the end of a 78 lap race. I mean, obviously we've had every single practice session, every single qualifying, and every single other race, F2, F3, F4, and then they were each throwing their branded cars around, doing hot laps around Monaco as well. I believe Max did it in reverse, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did his hot lap in reverse in one of his...
Because, he can.
Because why not? So, it's taken a lot of punishment, but... oh, look, Lance is in the wall. You do just think, do better. Like, do you remember the drain situation? What race was that? Bloody hell. What year and what circuit was that? Where the drain flew up and took out...
Oh, God, no, I can't remember.
Blimey. Yeah, but... there should at no point be something like that happening because of a track surface.
And especially when you look at something like Monaco, it's such an iconic place. Monaco puts so much into it because of how much they get out of the tourism and so on.
Mm-hmm.
How have they ballsed it up?
Well, they've got more money than, sense. So, it's a real shame that that was a contributing factor. I think, the brakes was the major thing for Charles. I think the road surface was probably the major thing for Lance. It just, it's all just a shame. It's all just a shame.
It's all a shame.
All of it's a shame. It was a lovely podium of Kimi, Isaac, and Lewis.
Yeah.
It was lovely to have Lewis on the podium again.
Yeah.
Toto went up onto the podium, which was really nice to see. But it was a really exceptionally weird race.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so the past few races at Monaco have been dull,
to say the least. Yeah.
Obviously, the highlight of Monaco last year was Max discussing the gearboxes and whether it was a 72 gearbox or a 74 gearbox.
Was that only last year?
That was last year, yeah.
God.
And the year before, of course, was Max going, I should have brought a pillow.
Yes, but Charles won that one.
Charles did win that one.
So that sort of overshadowed.
Yeah. So...
Also, do you think you could do that piece of commentary off the top of your head? Because I think I could now. for context, that Alex Jakes did as Charles came across the line in 2024, the most beautiful piece
stunning
of commentary, talking about how his career was finished before Jules, and Jules went, no, you have to take this kid, you have to sign him. And then Charles lost his father, lied to his father, said that he'd got the seat. 3 weeks later, he got the seat, and the line, the grandstands that he watched being built now rise for him. Like, it's the most, if you haven't seen it, listened to it, or if you listened to it 2 years ago when it happened and haven't since, go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just listen to it again, because it's that's where you look at commentators and go, oh my God, you're so frigging good at your job.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't planned.
No,
it wasn't pre-written, and it sounded like the most thought out piece of prose you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent.
Oh yeah, bless him.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we're just in the background. We've got the race obviously going on, and they were just showing a shot of a Aston Martin fan in the crowd after Lance Stroll went into the wall, and honestly, our heart broke for him.
Yeah, because there was such genuine, like, oh no, come on, disappointment. Like, there was such a genuine, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
So go on then, we're going to unpin this now. What have I possibly not seen, which is highly likely.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been away from each other for a week.
We have. I've been ill.
Over a week.
Yeah, oh God.
Jesus Christ.
We were away from each other for over a week.
For over a week?
Oh my God, how did we survive?
I was busy and you were ill.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So, as we probably all know by now, Charles has announced that he has re-signed another multi-deal contract with Ferrari. Initial thoughts and feelings, complete disappointment.
Yes, 100%.
Secondary thoughts and feelings, slight confusion. His contract isn't up until 2028.
No, that's a very good point.
He's not in a renewal window.
Nope.
Renewal windows tend to happen between 9 and 6 months before up. So you wouldn't be looking to chat about his renewal until the beginning to the middle of next year.
And in fact, when we were speaking about it during our spring break episodes,
Spring break?
We were obviously looking at pretty much everybody else who was going to be up for renewal, changing, moving, whatever. Charles, we didn't even touch Charles because we knew that he was going to be there till 28.
Yeah. And then there was a small, amount of hope, completely unfounded, that he might make the correct decision and move along.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It wasn't even a consideration. So the announcement now, not even in the middle of the 2026 season, so hypothetically 2 years early, is exceptionally strange.
Yeah.
So the thing I saw, that he admitted and said, 2 other teams approached him with contracts.
2?
2.
Oh, no, I know. I saw the interview where he said that another team. 2 teams. And he turned them down.
Wow.
Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc.
So what I muse potentially happened.
Oh, you mused.
I mused.
Okay.
I mused. I had a lot of time to think. I've done a lot of driving. Was that these 2 teams approached with what I imagine to be exceptionally attractive offers. And Ferrari, in complete panic mode, put down in front of him on the table something that was too good to refuse. Whether that be an insane amount more money than he's already insanely paid, or whether that's, I don't know, data promises going into for the new 60/40 engine next year, whatever that might be. I imagined that they
guaranteed seat for Arthur.
Oh shit!
I bet.
What,
Arthur,
when Lewis moves on?
I bet Arthur's name has been mentioned in. If 2 other teams have approached Charles Leclerc, I am betting my kids.
Jesus Christ!
Right? That Fred turned round and mentioned Arthur's name.
I hadn't even considered that. But yeah, because you don't have to buy Charles Leclerc's loyalty to Ferrari. No. That we've seen in spades.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy his loyalty. And I don't think... I mean, everyone's always aiming for more money. But I don't think slapping another however many million onto his pay is good enough for him. Because you don't have to buy his loyalty. No. It's all...
Yeah.
So what would be the one thing that would make Charles Leclerc turn around and go, okay.
Family.
I love it when we go full conspiracy. Because that's so Delulu. But if 28, 29, Lewis retires and Arthur Leclerc gets that seat, I owe you a drink.
Woo!
Wow.
She said that.
I said that, and it's on.
We recorded that.
Yeah.
Won't be editing that one out.
That will not go into the cut folder. No, yeah. So
two other teams. Hell.
So I would pay very good money to know A, which teams, and B, what their contractual offers were. I guessed, but only guessed.
Can I guess?
Go on.
I would guess Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And
looking at the timing tower on the screen going, which team?
Red Bull.
I thought the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know how long George's contract is with Mercedes.
Nope.
Kimi only got another year worth of an extension. Max's contract is up in 28, and we don't know what's going on there. And Isaac's on a singular year because he's new.
Yeah.
So were they hedging their bets and thinking that maybe Isaac wasn't going to stick, or, you know, whatever that might be? The other thing is that only top teams are going to be making offers to Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Because he's only going to move to top teams.
Yeah.
So the only teams that make sense are Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren.
Yeah.
Otherwise, any other team would not be approaching Charles Leclerc.
And he certainly wouldn't be entertaining it either.
And he wouldn't be entertaining the idea. The fact that Ferrari panicked and had to offer him a new contract tells me that he was really fucking entertaining the idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's stupid.
100%.
We don't know how long it is.
No.
But he holds the record for the longest Ferrari contract in history. Anyway. Because didn't he get an 8-year deal when he first went in?
Yeah, I think so.
It was 2020 to 28, wasn't it? It was 2019. Has he extended once? I can't remember. Anyway, he holds the record for the longest Ferrari contract ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's now going to be even longer. I should think it'll be at least until the end of the regs. So it'll be 2030, 2031.
Yeah.
I should think.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed. Sorry, we've just got to the point in the race, lap 66, where Charles just crashed out, and we're just seeing the shots of him walking back towards the pits and his car being winched off the track, and it's so fucking painful. I think he's really stupid, and I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, no, I'm
basically.
I'm 100% with you. I can't fathom why he's done it. So yeah, Charles Leclerc, if you're listening, I mean, I would love for you to listen. If you're listening, you're a stupid man.
Yep.
Stupid man. Honestly. But anyway.
So, latest text from my mother. No, I'm not going to be able to speak.
Yeah, so we're just watching Charles get back into the pit. He's just taken off his helmet. He looks absolutely pissed, and now he is starting to shout at people. Finger pointing. Gesturing. Yeah.
I can't wait for someone who can lip read to post that on Instagram for us. Because it will be in Italian, so we need someone who can lip read and speak Italian.
Right, I don't know anybody, sorry. I know somebody who can speak Italian, but I don't know if she can lip read.
Oh, but we can ask.
I'll find the clip and I'll send it to her.
Yeah. Could you translate this for us? Because let's be honest, it's going to be Italian. So my mother texted and said, "Okay, we're finished and confused. Why was the red flag called?" Which actually, if you're getting the crap coverage,
if you're getting the highlights, yeah.
So my response was track inspection for the broken pieces where Lance / Charles crashed and was part of causing the crashes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Potholes.
Potholes.
Right. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
I think it probably is.
It was.
I'm so annoyed.
It was Monaco.
I just. The thing is, the hilarious thing is that after I caught up with qualifying yesterday, because I was a good few hours behind you, and I messaged you exceptionally disappointed that Charles had fucked it on the last lap and whatever, you said to me,
yeah, sorry.
You said to me,
sorry. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. We'll just have to wait for a weird Monaco.
All right. Sorry.
This is an audio podcast and I have just gestured wildly at the TV.
Yeah.
Just as an FYI.
Yeah.
You know what? Are you satisfied now?
No, I'm not fucking satisfied, am I? Am I satisfied? No. Like, I know I said stranger things have happened and we could have a weird Monaco. I didn't want this, did I? Jesus Christ.
That was exceptionally Welsh.
Thank you.
No, so that's that for this week. Next time, is it only next week? It's only next week.
It's next week, yeah. So yeah, next race is Barcelona, which is next Sunday. However, we will not be recording next Sunday because I'm going to be in a field drunk.
I am not. I'm going to be in my house sober. Well,
you could have a drink.
Never say never.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will be at Download Festival.
She will. So I will be probably what I'm going to do, to be entirely honest, because you have the ability to watch it live.
Yeah.
And that will be, well, not with you in a field, I presume.
No.
I presume you won't take it with you, but that'll be in your house with your children rather than here with me. But I will probably watch the Channel 4 highlights in the evening. And then we can watch
the full race
together.
Yeah.
What was it? The following
Tuesday.
Yeah. And record. So we'll be a little bit later in the world than that one. I'm going to have to report to you in the field, aren't I? What's going on?
I mean, you can try.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Never mind. Maybe I won't.
I mean, this time next week there'll be who will I be watching? I don't know. Scooter. I'll be watching Scooter.
Okay, that's nice.
Getting ready for Linkin Park. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the point of that is that we'll be slightly delayed in recording next, which is fine because at the time of recording, which is Sunday the 7th of June, Montreal hasn't even gone out yet.
Yes, I apologise.
We're slightly behind, but
sorry.
we've been busy. The trouble with doing this as a hobby and getting absolutely no money for it whatsoever is, unfortunately, it has to bend round the rest of our lives that we have to live.
Wonderfully said.
I'm a writer, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
I
don't know. I don't think anybody noticed. It's fine.
I've driven over 500 miles in the last 4 days.
And on that note, thank you very much for listening to Formula SideQuests, your mostly on-topic Formula 1 podcast with me, Kelly.
And probably me, Shannon, but she's not sure.
But for tonight, she is.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.